So my last fitness test that I did was the 1-minute sit-up test. So this also measures muscular endurance. So for the wall sit, that measured the muscular endurance of the lower body, including like the quadriceps, the hamstrings and the glute muscles. But the 1-minute sit-up test is used for the muscular endurance of the abdominals. So the protocol for this would be for the participant to lay on their back on the floor, either with their feet resting under something that's quite tight so that there's not much room for their feet to move, or with someone holding their feet. So they then place their hands either behind their head, with their fingertips against their temples, or with their hands crossed over their chest. They then do as many sit-ups as they can within a minute, and they need to make sure that they fully return their back to the ground before starting the next sit-up, because some people only go half the way down. So this would increase the validity of the test. Requirements for this would be a tape measure. Nope, sorry, that's for a different test. So requirements for this would be a stopwatch and a clean flat floor, because obviously the participant won't want to be laying on a dirty floor. So next is test justification. So again, I selected the stalk stand test for balance. So this test is suitable because it does measure the balance of the body, but it only measures it from one leg. So if you were to do it on your non-dominant leg, your balance may be affected. Balance is also affected by the strength and endurance of your muscles, so you may have one leg stronger than the other. There could be some timing, some human error timing, when timing. So the assessor may accidentally stop the stopwatch too quick, they may start it too late, so this affects the reliability and the validity of the test. External variables such as weather could affect this, so if it's really rainy and they're doing it outside, even though it should be terminated if it is raining, and if it's really windy, this could affect their balance. And there is very little equipment needed. So for power, I chose the standing broad jump, and this measures the power of the lower body, so the power that your legs generate to force yourself forwards. This can also be spread to the abdominals, because the abdominals help to push yourself from the floor. Readings and measurements could be misread, so assessors may measure from the back of the cone instead of the front of the cone, so this could affect the reliability and the validity of the test between different participants. However, if we had the chance, if we could, we would use pressure mats, and we would do a standing vertical jump. However, because of COVID-19, we're not able to visit any labs. Also, it'd be too expensive to visit a lab, but we would use pressure mats, which measure the amount of force that you apply into the ground before you push up to do your jump. It also measures the time that you are in the air, so this is obviously a more suitable and more reliable way of measuring it. However, we're not able to use this, but this test does use limited equipment. The ruler drop test for reaction time, the height the ruler gets dropped from may not always be the same, because it's affecting the reliability. So the protocol states that the ruler must be placed roughly 1 centimetre above the thumb and finger, so this may be misjudged by the assessor. It measures the reaction times of the hands, so the reaction time of different parts of the body may be different. Another thing is, again, the measurement could be read incorrectly. The ruler could be held the wrong way round, giving a inaccurate result, or the assessors again may be reading from the wrong part of the hand, so instead of the bottom of the thumb they may read from the top of the thumb. However, it is easy to perform, and the only equipment that you need is a ruler. For the coordination for ball toss, it's a suitable test in relation to measuring your hand-eye coordination. It mainly focuses on the top half of your body. Your legs aren't being used, but for hand-eye coordination it measures it perfectly. There may be human error from timing or from counting, so they may start the stopwatch too late again, or they may start it too early, and the assessor has to count and do the timing, so they may lose count while trying to check the timing, or the other way around, they may mistime it because they're focusing too much on counting, so it may be more reliable to have more than one person assisting when doing this test. But it is simple and easy to carry out. All you need is a tennis ball and a stopwatch. The wall sit for muscular endurance is suitable when you want to measure the endurance of your lower body. However, it can't be generalised to the top half of your body. Again, human error, because it may be timed incorrectly. This also affects the reliability of it. And also the position that the participant may be in may be either incorrect or may be different to how other participants would do it. This would affect the validity of the test. Again, external variables like weather and wind could also affect this, because if it's windy, it may affect the balance that the participant has. However, very little equipment needed. All is needed is a stopwatch or a phone to record the timing. Lastly, for muscular endurance again, is the 1 minute sit-up test. So this test is also suitable, but like the wall sit, it is only suitable when measuring one part of the body, and this would be the abdominal muscles. So you can't generalise it to any other part of the body. Again, human error, counting error. You may miscount the amount of sit-ups that the person does. You also may mistime the test. Also, if the incorrect protocol is used, so if the angle at the knees is too open or too shut, if the person doesn't have anyone to hold their feet, if they have their arms out in front of them, this could affect the validity of the test and the reliability. But this test also requires very little equipment, and again is really easy to perform. So my test evidence you can find on my YouTube channel. Sorry, spelled channel wrong. So test collection. So as you saw from the videos, I administered 6 tests, made sure my participant understood what they were doing, and I collected results from them. So my participant for the stalk stand got 3 results. They got 31 seconds, 28 seconds, 24 seconds. So their best score was 31, so this is the score we're going to be using, and the normative data rating for this was average. You will see the normative data tables slightly later on in the video, or in the next video. So for the 1 minute sit-up test, my participant got 14, 16 and 16, meaning their best score was 16, and the normative data rating was average. For the ball toss, they got 12, 16 and 13, best score of 16, and their normative data rating was below average. The roller drop, 9 centimeters, 15 centimeters and 11 centimeters. The best score is 9, because the lower the score, the better. It means the lower the score, the faster the reaction time. Normative data rating for this was above average. For the wall sit, they got 47 seconds, 53 seconds and 50 seconds. The best score being 53 seconds, and this is the normative test rating is very good. And lastly, for the standing broad jump, they got 1.45 metres, 1.48 metres and 1.52 metres. Best score of 1.52 metres. This normative data rating was below average. So the first test that we did was the standing stalk test, and I put my participants' results in a bar chart so you can see the comparison between the scores. So their first result was 31, their second result was 28, and their third result was 24. The difference in these three readings may be due to the fact that they were repeated after each other, although the participant was given breaks between each test. Their muscles may already be fatigued, so this may affect their scores. However, we took their best score and we put it into a normative data table. So their best score was 31, and for a female, this was excellent. So this is good for my participant. This is one of their stronger fitness tests. So as they're in the excellent category, there is still room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. However, it doesn't need much improvement. However, it could be beneficial for other components of fitness. Yep. Some ways to improve balance are to increase the power and the strength and muscular endurance of your muscles. So balance needs a lot of lower body muscles, so you can improve this and improve the strength of your muscles. Balance also needs a lot of core muscles, especially when balancing on one leg. You engage your core, which also helps with your balance. So to improve your strength, you can use interval training, and you can also use continuous training. So walking, cycling, running, any continuous like that can help to build muscle in your lower legs. Stretching can help to loosen tight muscles, which can also help with your balance. So I would recommend walking or cycling once or twice a week for at least 10 to 15 minutes to start off with. However, when you become more comfortable with this, then you can slowly increase your time by 2 to 5 minutes each session. So you start off by increasing by 2 to 5 minutes, and you do this for a week, and then you can increase it further if you feel you need to. However, never push yourself to do more than you feel comfortable with. Lastly, you could do yoga or Pilates, because this helps to strengthen and stretch your muscles at the same time. The next test is the 1 minute sit-up test. So here we can see, again, I put my participants' result into a graph. Although the bars look very different to each other, it's only because there's a small difference between the two bars, because my participant got the same result twice and then one lower result. So we used the result of 16 as they got it twice, and it was their highest result. So again, we can see for the sit-ups test, for a female, 16 would put my participant in the average category. So the core muscles, so the evaluation of this is that the core muscles endurance are important for sports including water polo. It's also really important for other fitness tests such as balance, as I mentioned earlier.